Just wanted to make a quick video about stropping your knives and just some basic maintenance about stropping. Earlier video we sharpened this Spider Coat Tenacious and we got it pretty sharp, but we can actually get it even sharper by stropping. So this is a strop that I picked up from Knives Ship Free, and I just bought the strop by itself, and then they had some in the back, the Bark River White compound. It's a wax-based aluminum oxide compound. It's with a very, very aggressive grit. It costs a little bit more, but it is so worth it. Some of the compounds I started using when I first got into sharpening was just your hardware store green chromium oxide. Not all compounds are created the same. Stuff you get in the hardware store doesn't have the best quality abrasive or the volume to really cut the steel like the Bark River stuff does. So we could see my strop is actually a little bit blackened right here. And so how to clean that off is actually just with a little bit of olive oil. And you don't need a terrible amount. Yes, about that much. And go ahead and rub it in. You can see all that black in there. That's actually just metal filings. And you can see we are rubbing that stuff away just with that little bit of oil. And that's how you really get the most out of your compound. You can then strop on this guy. I think you could just wipe it off dry. To add more, you want to go ahead and put some petroleum jelly on here, and for whatever reason that seems to really kind of melt the wax. And then I still have some on here, by the way, from last time. And then you can go ahead and rub more compound on. You don't need to get crazy with it. You don't have to coat this thing completely. You can see those lines right there. That's from before I knew about the petroleum jelly. If you put the petroleum jelly on here, a light coating, and then rub this on, you'll get a nice even coating here on your strop. As far as what grit the white compound is, I'm not sure. Probably somewhere around 8,000 grit, maybe higher. I don't know what the exact grit is of this stuff. I just know that it cuts really good and polishes very, very nice. So, we'll go ahead and strop this knife. And you just want to use light pressure. Some people, they go from heel to tip, which is good. And other people go from tip to heel. I'm not sure of any advantage of going one way or the other. But light pressure, when your strop is fresh like this, the blade seems to really stick to it. So just be mindful of that. Again, I'm not counting how many passes I'm doing. I just keep stropping until I feel like I've gotten a desirable level of performance. Alright, let's see how sharp we've gotten this guy here. Not quite. It's, you could sort of feel it, but it's just not quite sharp enough to really... There we go. Small curl right there. Alright, let's keep stropping. This is probably one of my favorite parts of knife sharpening, is when you've done all the grunt work and you can start focusing on getting your knife really sharp. Kind of that finesse, fine tuning. And HCR13 MOV sharpens really easy, which means this won't take as much effort as some of the other more wear-resistant steel. Of course, I have noticed that other steels, such as the VG10, HAP 40, carbon steel, gets to that point much quicker and sooner than some of the really budget steels. Alright, let's see where we're at. Got the hair here. Oh, starting to get that guy. Excellent, got it. Let's try another one. Let's confirm. Just in a few spots here. Let's try an old trick here, the palm strop. Alright, we'll see if this pushes it over the edge here. There we go. Excellent. Catches right away. I'm not sure if we could see a little split in the hair there. Cool. Sharp. So about stropping, the strop only works if what you have is enhanceable. You can't take a knife with a different geometry such as a micro bevel and strop it at that degrees right there, because you're not actually hitting all the way to the very apex, which is why you have to make sure that your apex is very crisp and clean, and then all this does is further refine it to just that level of sharpness where you could split the hairs or cut paper more smooth and cleanly. What it really, or where it really comes in handy is when you're doing stuff like carving on wood. You have to have a very sharp knife to get the really fine feathers, which is important for, say if you need to get a fire going and you don't have any tinder readily available. But do you need to take every knife to that level of sharpness? No, not at all. I'm sure just sticking on the coarse grit and deburring from there is sharp enough really for most use. And this amount of sharpness will evaporate like nothing. I mean, it's gone in 2 seconds. The moment I cut through something, it's pretty much done for the most part. And let's see what else. Also on higher end steels, I really haven't found that on a higher end steel that this level of sharpness is held longer. When you start getting into stuff like the S90V or the S110V, what you get is when they're equally as sharp, this one just seems to cut more aggressively than this guy down here. But that's about it. Alright guys, thanks for watching.